On this episode of Geek Dad Life, we're going to review the new Playskool hero Stay Puft Marshmallow Man from Hasbro. Hey everybody, and welcome to Geek Dad Life. It's your host, Jay Glatfelter here. It's been almost a year since we first saw all of the amazing toys unveiled by Hasbro at New York Toy Fair, and finally it seems like those toys that we saw are starting to hit toy shelves. The first of which is this Playskool Heroes Stay Puft Marshmallow Man. Now, Playskool Heroes kind of fits into that 3 to 5 year old toy range, looking to compete with Mattel's Imagine Next toy line. This Stay Puft is kind of the first official Hasbro kind of main retail release for their Ghostbusters license. Last year, we still had the Kenner Classic series as well as the Plasma series, which are geared more towards adult collectors. These are meant to be toys for kids and grown-ups that love the original Ghostbusters films and are excited for the new Ghostbusters Afterlife film, which hopefully will finally see release in summer of 2021. It's fitting that Stay Puft is the first of this series of toys to hit retailers, being that the first ever piece of Ghostbusters merch was a stuffed Stay Puft made by Galoob Toys in 1984. It's also great that Hasbro is spreading this license across from the younger set to kind of the normal kid set to adult collectors, all in promotion for Ghostbusters Afterlife. My youngest son, Alex, who's 3, is obsessed with the Stay Puft Marshmallow and loves Ghostbusters. He's actually having a Ghostbusters-themed birthday party this year, and I'm so excited to get this toy to give to him as an early birthday present. Looking at the packaging, it is open, much like a lot of the other Playskool heroes, as well as Imaginext toy line. It allows kids to kind of actually hold the toy, play with the action feature, and I would assume really works for the demographic they're targeting. The look follows just about every other major release that Hasbro is doing, with the caution tape, the red fin of the Ecto-1, the new Ghostbusters Afterlife style logo, as well as the kind of white and blue stenciled out artwork that we kind of shows a lot of different characters and scenes from the new Ghostbusters Afterlife movie. I got a pretty good look at this style packaging when I was able to acquire those Fright Features Ghostbusters figures. It follows that same template very well. It also includes, just like those figures, the classic 1984 little Slimer emblem to signify that this toy and this character is from the original 1984 film and not Ghostbusters Afterlife. Before even taking the figure out of the packaging, the one thing that really surprised me is how thin this figure is. It's kind of deceptive when you're looking at it from the front, but when you're looking at it from the side, they really slim the profile of Stay Puft. You know, he's known to be a big, fluffy marshmallow man, and this one is, I guess, on a keto diet. He's very slim, mainly, I assume, to, reduce weight, be able to put more of these in a box, reduce cost. So a lot of reasons why. For me, it doesn't bother me too much when I'm looking at it straight on, but when I look at it the side, it looks kind of like a pancake version of the Stay Puft Marshmallow Man. We'll see what my 3-year-old has to say about that. Out of the packaging, it stands at about 10.5 inches tall, which I think is a pretty good height for a Stay Puft. He is bigger than most standard action figures have been, but it is still smaller than some of the plush versions of Stay Puft, as well as the NECA and the big Comic-Con exclusive Stay Puft Marshmallow Man, and some of the Diamond Select ones as well. But still, I think he's a really good size. To even in an adult hand, it looks pretty big. And I think, if you're pairing these with the main retail release Fright Features Ghostbusters figures, it's in a really cool scale that I think can have some cross-play action with all of the main retail figures for Ghostbusters. So that is definitely a nice value add. There is not much articulation on this figure, but there rarely is with a Stay Puft. The legs are static. He kind of has a rocker in his stomach area. You can't really twist it at the waist, just kind of wobbles back and forth. You do get 2 articulating points on the arm and hand. So that gives you really 4 points of articulation. And then you have this little action feature, which has his smiling face, and then you click down on it, and then you get the angry face. So I think that's a nice little feature. The paint applications are fairly simple. This doesn't seem like a super high quality paint job. Again, this is supposed to be a toy for smaller children. It hits all the right points. It's not lacking too much paint detail aside from the ribbon on top of his hat is all red. There's no blue dot. And then the Stay Puft on the hat seems to be a more grayish blue than the brighter blue of his collar. And there's also kind of a lack of paint underneath his head. It seems to be molded to be that way, so not too much of a knock. Again, this is not a high-end collector's toy. This is a toy for kids, little kids. So I think the paint is perfectly fine for the type of toy it is. So overall, it seems to be a fun toy, especially being under $15 on Walmart.com right now. But the true test is when I give this to my almost 3-year-old son, Alex.
Whoa!
Is it cool?
Yeah.
Take it out, go ahead.
Whoa, this is amazing.
Isn't it? Alex ended up loving this Stay Puft. I mean, he loves everything Stay Puft, but he really loves this toy specifically. He loves the size. He feels like he keeps calling it Big Stay Puft, just like Daddy's. I have a couple Diamond Select, some bigger ones. And he actually really digs the changing face feature. He likes, oh, it's the angry Stay Puft, or it's the nice Stay Puft. So that's a really cool play ad for him. And he didn't really mind that it was a lot thinner. It doesn't even faze him whatsoever. So the toy designers here hit a home run with what this toy's target demo is. Since my youngest son is such a fan of this toy, it's hard for me not to give it the Geek Dad Life buy rating. Again, it's really competitively priced. It's a big Stay Puft, especially for a little kid. And my son, who's the biggest Stay Puft fan I know, thinks it's absolutely awesome. Definitely check out some of my other Ghostbuster reviews. I have reviewed the full set of Fright Features Ghostbusters, which will hopefully start to hit retailers soon, as well as the complete Plasma series and the Kenner Classic series. I got playlists for those as well. Until next time, hasta luego and goodbye.